Nothing wrong with that. Steve Winwood, Chaka Khan on backing vocals, so you do the math. How are you? Good. Happy Sunday, everyone. Where are you watching from? Hello from Minnesota. Marlow, Georgia, America, just in general, just America. Don't want to be too specific. Winwood for the win, someone's saying. Batley. Basically, it's a lot of Americans. In a good, that's a good thing. I'm not saying cool, a lot of Americans. I'm going. That's a good thing. Thank you. You're all welcome wherever wherever you're from. Manchester, anywhere in the world. So thank you for tuning in for this absolute bollocks twice a week. I did a little experiment on Instagram. Was it Friday night? And I must say, it got more views. Like, I mean, this does well. This gets, I don't know, 150,000 regularly over the next sort of day or two. But that's already on 500,000 in 2 days. I'm not going to leave you guys behind, but you are slacking a little bit. Well, you're not. You're tuning in. But there's another 250,000 that watched on Instagram that I don't know why. I've got more followers on Twitter as well. What have I got on Instagram? 3 million? I've got 14 million here. So I don't understand these things. I know there's different sort of ways to interact, different algorithms, different demographic. I don't really understand who chooses Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and remember MySpace. What was the other one? Beaver? What was that? I didn't go on either of those. Luton. America loves you. Thank you, America. I hope that person speaks for everyone in America. I don't want their. I'm taking. Stop the count, okay? I'm just taking that first opinion. America, as a whole, loves me. I don't need another opinion. I don't need a second opinion. America loves me. That person has spoken. So that was your that was your spokesperson for America, and apparently you all love me. I didn't ask for questions. I want questions. People know the score now, and people send in questions. Sorry if I don't get to your question. I literally have hundreds. But here's a few of them. Try again. Leopold and Loveday. Cats. We are excited for Ricky's bollocks. The question for you, sir. What song would you pick as the theme song for your life? Ours is The Lion Sleeps Tonight, since we're cats. Good. You know you're not lions though, don't you? You know that's a completely different species. I mean, same family, feline family, but you know lions are like massive, sort of 400-pound wild beasts who can they can take down a giraffe, whereas you are little fluffy things that live at home and get fed and sleep on laps. So, I mean, you are distantly related. You're the same, but not the same. What would my theme tune? Eddie and the Hot Rods, doing the thing you want to do. I always like that. I always like that for a theme tune, just to start something off. You know, it's good. It kicks in. Can you hear the fireworks? Fucking morons, just going all the time. How much fun can that be? Waste of money. It's over in a fucking second. Fucking sulfur and carbon into the atmosphere, and it frightens cats and dogs. Wouldn't frighten a lion or a wolf. Yeah, do anything you want to do, Eddie and the Hot Rods. So, gonna break out of this city, leave the people here behind. You know the song. Bella, who's a whippet. Hey Ricky. Awards and handshakes are no longer allowed. This is another weird dystopian future. It usually ends up with me having my head on a fucking turtle, or no arms and legs in a bucket, or having to swap faces with Kim Jong-un or something, right? But let's see. Let's see where this goes. You got to remember it's from the perspective of a dog. Right. Awards and handshakes are no longer allowed. How would you like to be rewarded for your achievements from now on? You can only choose one of the following. Piece of cheese. So if Afterlife is up for an award and they go, and the winner for best comedy show in the world is Afterlife, and I go up and I go, and they give me a piece of cheese. Okay, piece of cheese, a boop on the nose. I'd love that. I'd love that. Go up and Jimmy Kimmel just gives you a little boop on the nose and people in the audience clap. Piece of cheese, a boop on the nose, being scruffled. Good boy. Good boy. You grabbing it. Oh dear. Oh, Billy Crystal hosting the Oscars and I win. Good boy. Thank you. A really good stick. See that's like an award, isn't it? A really good stick. That is like a. I look at sticks and go, that's a perfect stick. It's great that. Maybe I'm part dog. I do love a stick. I've always loved a stick. I told you before, I've always liked the idea of whittling. Just sitting on a porch, just with a pocket knife, just whittling. I like the idea of that. I think I might have to go for the stick. Rubbing your ears. Yeah, that's alright. People don't know. I think it might be. I reckon it's a really good stick, Bella. If that was behind me, just full of sticks. Well, it is, isn't it? The shelves are like really good sticks, aren't they? So yeah, it's a really good stick. I like that. Freya, what has been your favourite photo shoot you have done so far? Oh, so I mean, as a rule, I sort of dread them, and it did early days because it was to see a picture, and I didn't like wacky things, and I didn't like dressing up and everything. I never looked good. But if you sort of do something a bit arty and you embrace it, or do something mental, you can have more fun with them. And in recent years, magazines have sort of let me come up with some of the concepts to do, which has been nice. So it doesn't all look the same. And there's quite a few I've enjoyed. I still look shit, but I've enjoyed them, if you know what I mean, because at least it's like a piece of work as opposed to just that. So, I think the Hollywood Reporter stands out. I've done a few front covers, and they're always good. And I did one sort of like old Hollywood, which they let me sort of design, and I dressed up like an old sort of Chaplin-esque type, sort of 20s director actor type thing. I like that. Then I did one when it was sort of like sort of business, you know, that sort of champagne and cigars in a high-rise sort of thing, which was good. Yeah, there's been a couple of Hollywood Reporter ones that they're really classy as well, um, and you know they really put the effort in. Uh, so yeah, but as a rule, they're not. When you're my shape and age, it's no fun having your picture taken. It's just no fun. Do you know what I mean? It's like I know what it's going to look like. Just putting on clothes. They're trying to. I look shit, whatever it is. Let me just do jeans and a black t-shirt or a jumper. I'm never going to look good. No one's going to buy this suit because I'm wearing it. Eye stinging again. Just had a bubble bath, didn't I? Yeah, but those were good. Those were sort of good, and you got to do those things to plug. You want people to watch your show, so you got to sort of play the game. But I don't do too many, so when I do them, I sort of do like classy ones if I can. Easy for me to say, isn't it? Belinda, if you could have met Coco with Gorilla taught modified sign language. Oh yeah, oh he was yeah. He died a few years ago, didn't he? If you could have met Coco, what are some of the questions you'd ask her? Uh, Tricky, innit? I sort of want to know. I suppose I want to know if they introspect. Like, do they think? Do they think I'm here with people? Do they get it that they're not? That they're a wild animal? Are they? Are they? What are they aware of? What are they aware of? Do they know? I think they. I think certainly great apes have a sense of self. They know they're them, and there's others. But I wonder what they think about. Do they think? Do you remember your mum? I'd ask things like that. Just really basic, visceral things. Do you remember your mum and your dad? Uh, Things like that. What if I understand the future? Do you understand tomorrow? Do you understand this goes on? I don't know, it's difficult. Because I wouldn't know how to phrase it. But I'd most like to know their level of self-awareness and introspection. Because that's the big, I mean, that's the big thing about it's not just our intelligence, it's the fact that we introspect. We know the past, present, future, and all that. So I wonder if they do. Wouldn't want to upset her though. I wouldn't want her to go, yeah, I remember my mum. I'd be horrible. I never want to upset an animal. People don't care. Oh dear. Gunnar, 2020 has been a year, and what would be your theme song for 2020? Interesting. For me, it would be Iggy Pop the Passenger, as we're all on the same ride, just watching it pass us by. Seemingly nothing we can do about it. See, that Gunner's a dog, and he's thinking about the future and the past, this place in the world. uh, oh, won't get fooled again by the Who. I mean, that works. That works most years, I think, but more and more with the unrest and the politics of rule and separation. I've seen that more in the last few years than we ever have. There's no shame anymore. That's the big difference, I think. People have always been narcissistic, but now they're not ashamed of it anymore. They're not. No one's ashamed of being selfish that are in people in power. So yeah, and cracking tune as well. Well, I mean, put that forward for one of the greatest rock songs of all time. Susie Hope, if you get this, you are a critical thinker. Oh, it's one of these. Oh no, another puzzle. I enter the garden. There are 34 people in the backyard. You kill 30. How many people are in the garden? Hold on. I wonder if I enter the garden is the same person as you, and they just changed it. So okay. I enter the garden. There are 34 people in the backyard. And do you mean as well as me? I see 34 other people. Let's assume it's that, right? I enter the garden and there are 34. I'm in the garden and there are 34 other people in the garden as well. I kill 30. How many people are in the garden? So, if we start with there was 35 people in the garden, including me, and I kill 30 of them, how many people are in the garden? I mean, it can't just be logic. It must be one of those lateral thinking ones. There must be a little sleight of hand there. Otherwise, it's too easy. I don't think it's in the language. Oh, is it? Is it? There are 34 people in the garden. I kill 30 of them. How many are left? Is it 30 dead people? Because the other 4 ran away. They're not going to wait, are they? If I'm killing 30 people and I stop, the other 4 are going to go, are you going to kill us or can we go? So I think it might be that. I think it might be, is it? I don't know. Frustrating, isn't it? I haven't got the answer. I haven't got the answer. I'll think of some of those for next week, shall I? Otis the Parrot. Here's my question for today's Talking Bollocks. If you could go back and give your old 18-year-old self advice, what would you say? Keeping in mind it has to be 5 words or less. Also, what was the one piece of advice that your parents gave you that you still live by today? That's a good one as well, isn't it? Well, probably if I extrapolate from what they meant, stay in school. I think that's a great bit of advice because I think we can still go, but because it's learning that's the important thing, isn't it? They didn't just mean stay in school till I'm 59, like a big fat paedophile at the back. Gervais, what? Are you drunk again? Yeah. You fidgeting? I got piles. How old are you? 59. Why are you squinting? I've had a fucking bubble bath. I don't think I mean that. Stay in school to learn as much as you can to give yourself a head start in life. But I still think it's one of the greatest things about life, learning. It just never gets. It never gets bored. It's exciting. It's like a form of. It's like a form of. It's all the important things in life sort of rolled into one, isn't it? Entertainment, worth, surprise. It's great. I think that stay in school, learn, listen. Those sort of little gems of wisdom. I think that was the best bit. I've got to give advice to my 8-year-old in less than 5 words or less. Uh, well, I sort of haven't changed. I mean, I think things like be nice to animals, but I already was. Uh, um, don't be a twat. Wouldn't work. Oh, that's a difficult one. Uh, buy shares in Microsoft. That'll be it. Buy shares in Microsoft. uh, Mark Zoom says, another one, if your life was a book, what would be the name of the book? My life was a book. Comedy of Errors. To Rye, to Radio 4. That's not what the fuck we? Oh, that's so difficult just to come up with. If your life was a book. What would be the book? What is there one called The Boy Would Be King? Is that too late? Can I wonder what number I am in line for the throne? This was feudal times. I'd have to kill about 40,000 people, wouldn't I? No, and they go, no, you're in line. Oh, that's difficult. Oh, that's good. Let me think about that one. Maybe I'm sure you'll send your suggestions in. Rupert. Rupert's feeling a bit poorly. Rupert's a little Jack Russell, and he's feeling a bit poorly. He's got a bad tooth. I know how you feel. I've had a bad tooth for 2 years, Rupert. Depressing, isn't it? Okay, here's a question. If dogs all descended from wolves, even me, then what did they mate with to produce me? Well, yeah. Well, they came from a common ancestor. And then the thing with dogs is, it's not really, it was selective breeding. So we got involved. So we made it quicker. So it wasn't just, a couple of wolf-like things meeting and then gradually over hundreds of millions of years becoming a Jack Russell and a Doberman and the dogs, common dogs, are one species. A Dachshund is the same species as a Great Dane. So it's where we've gone. We've looked at a characteristic and gone, right, we like that. Let's enhance that. So let's get the male and the female, the tallest we can, Irish Wolfhound. Now let's get a bulldog and get So they put things together and selectively breed them to exaggerate until they said, well, that's a breed now, a small gene pool, a smaller gene pool for pedigrees, obviously. So with a Jack Russell, they went, right, we've got a little dog here, let's breed another little dog. Okay, let's get the puppies, and they'll be right. Those short, look at those little short legs. Let's get those legs even shorter. Well, this one's really stumpy. Right, okay, we're going in the right direction. Right, this one's really fat and stumpy. Right, with huge bollocks. They go, well, we can get rid of them. Keep going. Keep going with the shortest, fattest dog you can find, and then we'll remove the testicles. And that's what they did, Rupert. Joey, who's a cat, while in the bath, you've located a switch inside your belly button that activates a superpower of your choice. However, each time you use it, it deducts 3 months from your life. It's always about me fucking dying. Would you use it? And if so, how often and what for? Right. To knowingly lose 3 months of your life, it's better be fucking worth it. Although we do that every day, don't we? We eat and drink too much and get stressed and fucking. I heard fillings, right? You know, like the fillings you had in the 60s. I heard they take like a couple of years off your life eventually because there's some sort of fucking metal you shouldn't use that we used in the, in the fucking 60s. So you know, you're wearing yourself down, lead and mercury and fucking alcohol, fucking fumes, electric pilot. I don't know. We're all dying, aren't we? So, but this better be so 3 months. Particularly me, that 3 months is a bigger percentage than it's ever been. Every day, 3 months is a bigger percentage of the rest of my life than it's ever been. So it better be good. It better be fucking life-saving, this superpower. And it better be me. What would it be? I mean, the short answer is you wouldn't, would you? You wouldn't use it, would you? What would you ever do? Take 3 months off your fucking life? Oh, that's a tough question, Joey. Cheers. How could you save 3 months? Like, if the superpower was just whizzing to a planet and back, that might, if I could get like a, I don't know what I'd get. I don't know what I'd go on there for. It's fuck all there. Wait, you got to use your superpower to whiz to a planet to save us. What is there? A thing. What? A new element. We found all the elements. Right. Just go and look around. These are fucking hard questions today. Kermit, the cat. Every now and then, when I'm running around, one of my whiskers falls out. But when I go back to search for it, I can't find it. Do you think this is because a mouse is collecting them to make himself a tiny guitar? I know you feel, mate. My hair's falling out. It's that worrying thing in it when you find like more than the average, like in the bath after you've had a bath or something. In fact, I don't often see my own hair. It's secretly going somewhere. My hair, I don't really find it, except on the back. That's getting worse. I'm getting thin on top, really thin on top, but everywhere else, I look like a little fucking baby gorilla. The barber, right? When he does my hair, right? I go to the barbers, right? Once every 3 weeks, not in lockdown, right? And he does that, right? And he sort of pulls the shirt down and does a little bit there. And I know that he wants to go fucking hell and just pull the shirt down and do the whole fucking back. Just in the window, just me with my shirt down and some bloke shaving my back. Local tourist. There's the bloke in the office having his back shaved. Don't worry about it. You don't need your whiskers. Just don't go in holes that look like you might get stuck. You'll be fine. Well, that was an absolute load of bollocks. My eyes are stinging. That light's too bright, isn't it? Not for you, but for me. But, hello, what's your name? I'm Colin. Colin? Yeah, Colin. Colin COVID-19. Hello, Colin. What do you do? I float around. Proper breakdown. Children's TV. I get in phlegm. Do ya? Yeah. Then no. Then what? I get into people's noses and make a meal. Oh, you're a cunt then, aren't you? You're a little bit of a cunt, Colin. We got a vaccination coming that's gonna fucking kill you, you little twat. That was a short play about COVID-19. Right, there you go. It started bollocks, it ended absolute shite. I hope that took 30 minutes off your life. It certainly took 30 minutes off mine. Hope you're staying well. After this, I can stop this, can't I? After this lockdown, 3rd of December, I can stop this shit. Are you locked down around the rest of the world? What's happening? I stopped watching the news. There was an election. Fucking, it was all pandemic, an election, and just terrible fucking things all around the world. So I stopped watching it. That's what I know. Fuck all. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, stay creative, be nice to animals, have a drink on me. See you Wednesday. Tatty bye, everyone. Tatty bye.